Oh, Spike Lee wants to chat? I wonder what the topic of the day is.
Really?
Let's hear. Hey, Spike.
How are you gentlemen doing this beautiful day in the greatest city in the world, Nueva York?
We're doing fantastic. It's, a lot going on. Yankees doing historic things. The Caitlin Clark conversation's very interesting. A lot going on. Man.
Yeah, I want to talk about the Mets and the Yankees for a minute, if you guys will.
Please.
Give me. I grew up in Brooklyn, and I hated the Yankees. Back then, I'm old. I was born in 57. Okay. So the Yankees, this after Mantle went, Tom Tresh, Stan Bonson, those guys, Jay Gibbs. So the Mets, Seaver, Nolan Ryan, Tug, Don Clendenin, Bud Harrelson, Swoboda, and Wright, Tommy Agee in center, Cleon Jones in left. So I grew up as a Mets fan.
Right.
And back in the day, the World Series was in daytime. So 69, we made the World Series.
Beat the Orioles, yeah.
Beat the Orioles.
Yeah, beat the Orioles. Hold on. So games 1 and 2 were in Baltimore.
Right.
We lose the first game, win the second. Games 3, 4, and 5 were at Shea Stadium. And my mother said, "You are not going to the game. You are not going to miss school for some baseball game." And my father said, "He's going." So I went games 3, 4, and 5. Wow. But that year, I ran on the field 3 times with everybody else. When they won the Eastern Division, when they won the National League pennant against Atlanta Braves, and when Davey Johnson flied out to Cleon Jones and left, we tore that field up. And I had for 2 years, I had a big patch of grass. And so besides throwing out my baseball cards and Marvel comic books, she threw out the grass.
She threw out your grass, too? Oh, my Lord.
Grass, 2 years. 2 years it was brown. It wasn't even green anymore. So, I went over to the Yankees, but I still have, I'm not a Met hater. But, those Gil Hodges, manager, those post-Mickey Mantle Yankees were Rich Peterson and Stan. Didn't they switch wives or something?
Oh, yeah. He recently passed away, yeah.
Jay Gibbs, Bobby Mercer. Oh, those were terrible.
Listen, the far be it.
So for me, it was Jeter that made me go to the pinstripes.
Wow, man!
All the way.
I gotta tell you, Spike. I love you. I think you're as talented a person as I've ever had a chance to meet. And the fact that you called us...
You're going to kill me because I
you know where he's going.
You called this show without Michael. Like, you still respected Peter and myself to call even though Michael's not on. But, boy, do you sound like a fraud. How do you not sound like a fraud? What you're describing is, boy, I hate the Yankees because they suck. And then I went to the Mets because they were great. And then the Mets suck, so I went back to the Yankees.
I was never a Yankee fan.
Well, what are you now?
When I was growing up, I was Mets.
What are you now?
Yankee fan.
Well, all right, Spike, hold on.
Hey, let me ask a question.
Okay,
Let's do a question.
Go ahead.
If somebody gets divorced, that means they're a fraud?
No.
You mean it means they changed their mind? That's what you're saying?
But you can't. But then all of a sudden she looks good to you again and you get remarried?
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. I don't hate the Mets.
Well, good for you. But I just don't understand. But what good? Part of it's being pain, man. Like when the Mets finally do win, whenever that is, it's going to taste that much sweeter. I didn't go to the Brooklyn Nets, though. That didn't happen.
No,
it never happened.
And speaking of which, Spike, let me ask you this: are there any moves? What are the moves that you feel this Knicks team would have to make in the offseason, if any, to compete for a championship next year?
Well, we got to make a move. I have complete confidence in Leon Rose and World Wide West. So I'm going to pat myself in the back and say, they're going to do the right thing.
Did you get caught up in the Rangers run at all?
I thought they were going to You know, I'm a casual hockey fan.
Because your son played hockey a little bit, right, when he was younger?
The Rangers. Oh, yeah, because my son played hockey, and so we could also play on the park, on Kelsey Pierce.
Okay.
So, thinking of 5 o'clock in the morning, and then after he had 3 concussions, we stopped.
Oh, yeah, that's too many.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot, man.
Especially when you're young, too. You know, he was kind of light in the butt, and those guys were sending him flying into the boards.
Spike,
but I just want to... Go ahead.
No, we just love when you call. Yeah. Even if it's to have Don yell at you for being a fraud, we love it.
Anything to promote?
Very quickly. This is the last I promise. I just finished shooting my new film with Denzel Washington. We finished Friday. It's going to be an MF. I mean, it's going to
when is that thing coming out? We kept hearing about people in the city and different cameos. When's that coming out?
It's going to come out next year because Denzel, he has a film out that's coming out at the end of the year. So we just got to wait to get that film out the year. But this is my 5th film with Denzel in order. Wow. Mo Better Blues, Malcolm X, He Got Game, Inside Man. Inside Man was 19 years ago. So Denzel and I have not worked for 19 years. But, he's bringing it. People, they're not ready for this film.
Wow. All right, Spike, we can't wait.
Action-packed, kidnapping, everything.
Well, I'll just play the role of Michael K. for a second. If there's ever a film that just needs like an old DJ or a sports talk radio host, feel free to hire me and just forget about the fact that I called you a fraud.
All right, and last thing, big series this weekend. Dodgers and the Yankees.
Yeah.
At Yankee Stadium.
You going, Spike? What games you going to?
I'm making some calls.
You got to make calls. They should be calling you.
I just found out the Dodgers were going to be here this weekend. No, it's going to be great. All right, guys. Thank you very much.
You're the best. There he is, the great legend and fraud. We love him, Spike.
I just wouldn't be doing my job if I let that go.
No, well, if you let it go, I'd be disgusted.
I don't hate the Mets.
Well, good for you.
No, there's some good stuff. All right.